Hey everyone, David here, and today I want to take a look at all the actors that have starred in the MCU and a Disney live-action remake. Let's begin. Starting with 1994's remake of The Jungle Book, Faran Tiar played the role of Nathu. He would later go on to play Raza, the one in charge of Tony Stark's kidnapping in the original Iron Man. Sam Neill would also be in the Jungle Book remake as Brydon. Even though he hasn't had a large role in the MCU, he did have a cameo as an actor playing Odin in a stage play in Thor Ragnarok. In the 1996 remake of 101 Dalmatians, Glenn Close stole the show as the villainess Cruella de Vil. She would also enter the MCU in the original Guardians of the Galaxy as Nova Prime. Angelina Jolie played Maleficent in the 2014 film based on the same name, which was a remake of Sleeping Beauty. Jolie is entering the MCU with 2021's Eternals as Thena. Actor-director Kenneth Branagh originally started off in the MCU by directing Thor, and was responsible for giving Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston their breaking roles. He would also go on to direct 2015's Cinderella, where he casted Cate Blanchett as Lady Tremaine, Cinderella's evil stepmother. And to bring it back to the MCU, Cate Blanchett would go on to play Hela, Thor and Loki's evil sister, in Thor Ragnarok. While Richard Madden also appeared in Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella as the prince, he won't have any Thor connections here, but he will go on to join Angelina Jolie in Eternals as Icarus. Stellen Skarsgard, who played Dr. Erik Selvig in the first two Thor films as well as Avengers Age of Ultron, would also join Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella film as the Grand Duke. Hayley Atwell is well known to MCU fans for playing Agent Peggy Carter ever since Captain America: The First Avenger in 2011, even eventually getting her own series that ran for 2 seasons. She would not only go on to have a small role in Cinderella as Cinderella's mother, but also play a supporting role in Christopher Robin opposite Ewan McGregor. Jon Favreau has not only starred in the MCU as Happy Hogan in several MCU films, but he is also credited for kicking it off by directing 2008's Iron Man and its sequel, Iron Man 2. Proving himself as a capable director and producer, Jon Favreau would also direct the critical and commercially successful Jungle Book in 2016, which would be Disney's second attempt for this live-action adaptation, as well as 2019's The Lion King, though this one might be debatable on how much of it is actually live action. Jon Favreau would cast Scarlett Johansson in the role of Black Widow, who would star in 7 MCU films before getting her own solo film in July 2021. She would also star in Jon Favreau's The Jungle Book as the voice of Kaa the Snake. Gary Shandling would play Senator Stern in Iron Man 2, and would later be revealed to be a Hydra member in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He would also join Jon Favreau's Jungle Book as the voice of Ikki, which would be his final credit as he passed away shortly after. Ben Kingsley would play Trevor Slattery, the fake Mandarin, in Iron Man 3. He would go on to voice Bagheera in Jon Favreau's Jungle Book remake. Idris Elba has played the role of Hamdel in all 3 Thor films, as well as 2 Avengers movies. He would also go on to voice the fearsome Shere Khan in The Jungle Book. Lupita Nyong'o started off in a Disney live-action remake as the voice of Raksha, Mowgli's mother, in 2016's Jungle Book remake, before making her way into the MCU in 2018's Black Panther in the role of Nakia. Richard Ermitage, who is probably more known for playing Thorin in the Hobbit trilogy, would go on to play Heinz Kruger in Captain America: The First Avenger as an undercover Hydra agent, and would also appear in Alice Through the Looking Glass, the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, as King Oleron. Robert Redford would join the MCU as Alexander Pierce in 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He would also go on to play Meckham in the 2016 remake of Pete's Dragon, which also starred Karl Urban. Karl Urban would go into the MCU the following year in 2017's Thor Ragnarok. Stanley Tucci has also been part of the MCU in 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger as Dr. Abraham Erskine, who creates the super soldier serum that gives Steve Rogers his powers. He would also go on to play Maestro Cadenza in 2017's Beauty and the Beast, an original character not featured in the 1991 original animated film. Michael Keaton was cast in the MCU as Spider-Man's nemesis, the Vulture, which it looks like he might be returning to the role in Sony's Morbius film. He would also appear as the antagonist in 2019's remake of Dumbo as V.A. Vanderveer. Chiwetel Ejiofor would start off in the MCU as Mordo in 2016's Doctor Strange. He would later go on to voice Scar in 2019's The Lion King, as well as Connell in the sequel Maleficent: Mistress of Evil. John Caney, who played T'Challa's father in Captain America: Civil War and Black Panther, would go on to voice Rafiki in the Lion King remake, along with Alfred Woodard, who had a small role in Captain America: Civil War, and go on to play Sarabi, Simba's mother, in the Lion King. And that's not all. Florence Kasumba, who also appeared in Captain America: Civil War as Io and played the role in several MCU films, including Disney Plus's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, she also would go on into The Lion King as the voice of Shanzi, the leader of the hyenas. Donald Glover, who had a small part in Spider-Man: Homecoming as Aaron Davis, an Easter egg that should excite fans of Miles Morales, would also go on to voice Simba in the Lion King remake as well. Finally, Michelle Pfeiffer ends our list with starring in 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp as Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp, and will be returning for its sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. She would also appear in Maleficent: Mistress of Evil, opposite Angelina Jolie as the main villain. Well, that's all the MCU and Disney live-action actors that I could find. If you know any more, comment below and let people know. Until next time, everybody, take care.